Okay guys, so it's Tom Clark here from convertdigital.co.uk, and I'm going to show you a very important little trick. Many business owners don't actually know what they're already ranking for, and so what this means is if they're about to embark on SEO, they might lose what they've already got, which is bringing in them business, and likewise SEOs doing SEO for their clients may not understand what their clients are ranking for, and then embark on a new keyword strategy which might lose all the maybe natural rankings that have occurred over time, and then embark on a long period of trying to develop new keyword rankings for a site. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in a site and we're going to see what's already going on, okay, in the keywords. So we're just going to put in the domain and we're just going to go enter. And this is in SEMrush, and as I say in my tutorials, you can get a promo that I've arranged with SEMrush, so you can get 30 days free use of a very, very powerful SEO tool, which in my opinion is indispensable. And if you do take up the offer and use that link in the blog post or in the YouTube video, you're going to help support me, and it won't increase the price at all for you. So anyway, enough of that, let's get stuck in. We want to know for which country, so we're interested in UK. We come down and we can see view full report. Once we go here, we can see the number of keywords the tool has picked up that you're ranking for in the top 100. And we can arrange them by clicking here. We can get the highest positions going all the way down to the lowest positions. But just as is, we can see keywords and the position you're at in the whole country, and the amount of people that search that term, and then the keyword difficulty here, showing actually how hard it is to rank for that keyword, and then the page that you've created which has meant that you've got that ranking. So basically which page it is that's ranking for that term. Now why is this so important? It's important because if you know that you're ranking number 12 for a really great keyword, you know that that exact term is really important for your strategy. So you need to analyze that page and see if you're doing the best job optimizing for that term, whilst obviously not keyword stuffing and doing anything that's old school or sort of a little bit black hat really. And you can do this across all your terms and really get a picture of what you're doing. And many people are quite surprised when they see, actually I'm ranking for that term, or they see terms that they never wanted to rank for, and they're a little bit like, ooh, you know, maybe let's focus on new terms. So the other thing it often highlights is a major issue we see. As you can see, this is a .com, but it's targeting UK because it's a UK business. Now, what I see a lot is businesses that have got a .com and they actually only care about UK traffic, and they haven't set up in their Google Search Console for the targeting to be UK. So a little tip there, if you see this number being huge and this one being poor, you might have a .com and have not set up your targeting for UK. So take that little bit of advice. The other thing with this is that it allows you to obviously benchmark and understand where you're currently at. So what I use this for is a client might, for example, know they need SEO. You don't have a clue about their keywords, how they're doing. Now you get a picture of how they're doing, and you can input these keywords into their keyword tracking in SEMrush. So you set up a campaign, as in my tutorial, which you can see on my YouTube channel. It's called Keyword Tracking in SEMrush, and you can then delve deeper and see related terms. If you want to get really particular, you can say, for example, click that. I'm going to open it in a new tab, and I can then look at that particular keyword, and I can delve down into phrase match or related. If I go into phrase match, I can see, for example, lower terms which are probably going to mean there are also less competition on them. And I can see that this could create ideas for other products that the client might be considering releasing, like peppermint oil capsules, not just the essential oil, and there is a demand for it. Likewise, keywords which are exactly the same thing, they mean the same thing, like peppermint oil, and you can then get involved in saying, well, maybe we want to go for peppermint essential oil, and adjust your targeting, or at least start tracking that keyword in your keyword tracking. And this method, like I say, it's always going to be important to know what you're currently ranking for before you embark on your own SEO. So please do take advantage of the 30-day free trial that I've organized with SEMrush, and look out for the next tutorial. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay guys, so in this tutorial I am going to show you how to monitor and basically investigate what your competitors are ranking for, so you can make a decision on if you want to investigate further into the techniques they're using to do it, and if it's worth really stalking out their techniques. So in this example, I'm going to look at an essential oil company who do a lot more than just essential oils, but they're completely crushing it on their rankings. Now, for you to first understand if these are the guys to be monitoring, you're probably tracking your keywords, and if you've followed my tutorial on keyword tracking in SEMrush, you'll be tracking your keywords and looking and noticing someone who keeps coming up ahead of you, and you want to know how they're doing it. So the first thing you do is you take their domain name and you Command C it, you copy it, and you put it into the bar at the top of SEMrush. Now, just before I say, I have a 30-day free trial organized with SEMrush for you guys. So if you're reading this on my blog, look out for that. And if you're reading in a YouTube video, just look in the description below. It is an incredible tool and will improve your SEO, even if you are a business owner looking to help your own SEO, or if you're an SEO helping your clients. Anyway, get stuck in. We pop the domain in there, take away everything up to from the HTTP and the www. Strip that away and just click enter. Now, we're interested in UK traffic, but as I say in my tutorials, use this to pick your country of choice, your Google of choice basically, and quickly scroll down, and we're going to go view full report. And what's going to happen now is we're going to see the keywords, and we can see, for example, essential oils, 12,100 people searching that keyword a month, and they're position 4. They have been position 2 recently as well. So we're really interested in that, and we can see many keywords. Coconut oil, they're creeping up. This is all branded, we don't care about that. Argan oil, it's huge. Now, you've got to establish if these guys have a lot of keywords in common with you. And just by looking and knowing your own business, you're going to see, in the case of the company I'm looking at, I can see keywords like this is perfectly in common, and this, and I'm looking and I'm saying, wow, they're really crushing it. So already it's amazing to see what they're ranking for. Now, obviously, it's not always going to be the home page. It's going to be particular landing pages, product pages, category pages, and even content as well. So if we just take essential oils, we want to know, we can click this arrow and that will pop up here with the page which is ranking. And your job as an SEO or a business owner is to now understand how they've done this. Now, as we all know, it's not always just about your on-site SEO, your use of title tag, as you can see it there popping up at the top, H1, a little bit of text here. It's all also about the links that they are achieving. So check out my tutorial on my channel, all about my insane e-commerce SEO link building techniques, because that will uncover partly how they've done this. But it's good to know now that this is the page where they're pulling people in for the keyword essential oils. And you can repeat that process for all the keywords and make a comparison between your page, which maybe is ranking at 15 and isn't getting a piece of the pie yet, to their page, and start to analyze what they've done with their title tag, with their use of H1, their use of text on the page, and really start to dig into that and make a good decision on how you can improve your SEO for your page. And as I say, you can't just copy them and rip them off, but you've got to look at the whole picture now and compare your level of backlinks, because backlinks pointing to this page are obviously going to help this page a lot directly, but they might be getting backlinks to particular pages in here, which is also going to lift the whole site and elevate everything. But knowing what they're ranking for is huge. And in this tool, you can order the number ones. So it will go from number ones all the way down to things just below 100, and you can then get a feel for how well they're doing and if it's worth digging in and sort of getting an idea for what keywords you should be targeting. Obviously, we see a stack load of branded, because this particular brand has done so well and really built a name for themselves. But we start going down, and we are going to see particular non-branded keywords here: organic geranium oil, organic aftershave, and you can start thinking about your own products and what you offer, and looking at the search volume and saying, well, actually there is a demand for this, and trying to work out if it is achievable. Now, you can see in here this traffic percentage of, the tool is estimating which keyword is bringing in what percentage of their traffic. Personally, I do avoid this, but I can look into competition levels and get an idea of, let's go to a non-branded keyword, lavender deodorant spray, and you can get a feel for the competition level ranging from 0 to 1 of how competitive that term is. And a lot of the time, you're going to see heavy competition, but as I've proven, you can take a site that has no backlinks and you can work on it progressively over a period of, say, 6 months, and start at least addressing some less competitive terms and actually generating income. So that's the big thing here, and it's also interesting to know how they're doing in other countries and if they are actually delivering overseas. And so you can take a look and go into the US rankings and get a feel for that as well, and obviously look at the search volumes and understand maybe if you want to delve into maybe into international SEO and ranking particularly well in other countries. So a couple of things, don't add the HTTP and the www, because that messes up the data a little bit. You won't see a proper representation. And then you can get really specific as well and say, okay, so we were interested in the keyword essential oils, which they're ranking really well for. We can take the actual URL and we can just put that in there and leave it as is and just search. And that will actually show us all of the keywords just for that page. And as you can see, essential oils 4, aromatherapy oils 3, big volumes we're dealing with, even just in the UK market. And that will be a good lookout for me. And as I say, I would then go a step further. I would take that URL. I would come to Ahrefs, another tool I use, put it in here, and look at the actual links that are built directly to this page. We go to backlinks. I mean, we can already see 204 do follow links built. So 𝐒𝐈l's has obviously got a campaign going where they're actively doing it, and there will be natural stuff as well. But as we can see here, quite rich anchor text terms, and you can then use that information to see how you may get featured on these blogs or similar blogs, and a lot of that's covered in my insane e-commerce SEO link building techniques video. So hopefully that is useful to you, and I hope you look forward to the next tutorial. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay guys, so this tutorial is all about how to set up your keyword tracking for a campaign, and more specifically if you want to set up keyword tracking and for one location and one maybe just for the whole country. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first imagine this is your site, so I'm going to go projects, I'm going to go view all, and this is obviously all in SEMrush, and you can get your promo code in the description below, or if it's in a blog post, just look out for the free promo there. So I'm going to do it for my own site here. I'm going to go add new project. I'm going to grab my project domain name, project domain, project name. We're going to call this convert digital nash or nat new. Nat for national, because I want to track all of the UK for some of the bigger terms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save like that, and you'll see this screen. In this screen you can basically set up the site audit, which will be showing you all of the issues on your site which you can address, but what we're going to focus on initially is the keyword tracking. So we need to know where we rank, we need to see what techniques are working and if our strategy is paying off for our own site or for our client's site. So we're going to go setup, and we're going to go, okay, yep, tracking this, location and device. We're going to go for United Kingdom, and in here we're just going to pick England, and we're going to leave it there. We're not going to drill down into which city. Competitors, we're going to bypass that for the minute, but what you can do is add your competitors' domain names if you want to track how they're doing, so you can then investigate further into their techniques, and then it will basically track all of those for the keywords that you input for your site. And so we're not going to bother with that, so we're going to go straight through to keywords. We're going to put in our keywords here. So for my national keywords, I'm going to put in things such as, where's my national? Yeah, so I've already actually set one up, but I'm just doing a trial for you. So I'm going to track things like freelance SEO. And if you were just setting this up, you would obviously just be typing it in here, but obviously I can just pump it in like that. And SEO for estate agents. So we're just going to put in 2 just as a just to begin with. Then we're going to go add to project and start tracking. Now all that happens now is that takes a little bit of time to pull through, but it will show you not specific to any city or town, etc. in the country. It will just pick up national rankings. So people in London, how we want to know basically like an average of where you show up for bigger terms which don't use a modifier such as freelance SEO, Brighton. We just want to look at freelance SEO because these terms are obviously, if you get your page 1, they're going to be way more powerful than ranking just in your city. In the meantime, whilst that's pulling through, you could look to then do the site audit function, which there'll be a separate tutorial that I will move on to next. But whilst that's actually happening, we are interested in looking at a location specific to the city. If you're interested in your local SEO. So what have I got here? I've already got my Brighton one all set up. But just to give you an idea of how that would work, if we go back to our SEMrush, we want to look at Brighton rankings. We're going to do the same process, projects, view all. We're going to go up and we're going to go and we're going to add new project. We're going to basically put in the domain name again. So we're going to go like that. project domain, and we call this one Convert Digital Brighton New. Save. And same process, position tracking. Drill down. We're going to go United Kingdom, England, and this time we're going to look for Brighton. So there it is, Brighton. And we're not going to, at the minute, focus on creating a third campaign for, say, national, but how you appear for mobile. But you can do that by using these here, mobile and tablet, which I do because sometimes you'll find you might not have gone responsive yet. Well, that's unlikely. Many sites are still not responsive, and if you're tracking a client's website and you know that they should be going responsive but they're kind of hesitant, you can show them how they're showing up for mobile phone and tablet compared to their desktop. And in this day and age, there's probably, the chances are, if their mobile is they're not responsive, their mobile rankings are going to be low, it's actually going to impact their desktop rankings as well. So it can make a pretty clear case for actually upgrading and getting on responsive. But here we go, United Kingdom, England, Brighton, go through. Like I say, we could put in our competitors here, but we're actually going to just go straight into our keywords. And for this one, we're more interested in specific keywords as well as the location without the location modifier. So for example, I might put in this term, freelance SEO Brighton, but I can also put in freelance SEO because this tool is going to show when people type in freelance SEO how you show up in the Brighton area, because remember, not everyone is going to put freelance SEO Brighton. So we can put that in there. We've just got two terms, but obviously we can stack this out, add to project, and start tracking. And you might be thinking, why would you want to use a tool to do this? Well, unfortunately, a lot of people doing their own SEO, a lot of small businesses, they unfortunately, and even larger businesses I've seen, they're not aware that the search results are not accurate. So they're looking on their machine, they're seeing themselves showing up high, they think everything's great, but actually they're not at all on page one. And this tool will show you the actual data. And a couple of tips for anyone who's using this tool and they think, oh, I swear I was showing up at, say, number 3, but it's saying I'm showing up at number 6. When you use a modifier as your location, such as Brighton, you might see cases like, let's see if I can get one in here. So if I go down a bit lower, try and pick one up. Say for instance, search engine optimization Brighton. And I click the number and I go to view SERP. Now it's saying 15. So let's actually see if that is accurate. And this is what I do sometimes. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in this case, that is accurate. But the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes it will say, for example, 15, but it'll actually mean 12. And the reason is that it's including the Google My Business listings for your competitors, and you're basically, it's counting those as results. But obviously, as we know, we don't do that. The other thing that you probably find useful is once your data has pulled through, so you can see this data has come through for the Brighton ones. How about for national? We'll just look at the Brighton ones for a minute. Click in there. Go to rankings, and now it should show us, okay, so what it's showing us is, obviously it's got no date to compare to, so it's just comparing today and today, but in a week that will compare, this date and then the 19th. But what we're going to do, we can click that, and that little symbol there means that I'm ranking #1 for a pack result, Google My Business result. If I click View SERP, I can come through here and I can see my pack result, and I can also see my #1 result there as well for freelance SEO. And that's freelance SEO for anyone in Brighton just searching freelance SEO. So it's really useful. We can keep track of that and see how that moves. And that's highly useful. So the other thing we might want to do is look at our national ones, which obviously is just the same process. And if you want to access all of your projects, you can just go back to main menu, or you can go projects here, and you'll be able to see, if I just go like this, I'm just going to put in here convert, and that's going to show all of my convert digital ones. So we were interested in seeing the national ones as well. The data is still gathering, so we can't quite see that, but we've seen the Brighton ones, and you've got to just keep an eye on the fact that the position it's going to show, it might say #1, but as we know with SEO, we're focusing on our organic listings, so this here is a little misleading. It actually is #1 when we clicked through for both organic and pack, but it's going to show your pack result, and then you've got to see your organic. If you don't care at all about your pack results, which obviously, as we all know, they're highly useful, but you're more interested in this one because this is the one obviously you're impacting for your SEO, what you can do is turn off the pack results. So you can see here, include local pack rankings in all reports, or show only local pack rankings in all reports. Well, obviously we wouldn't do that, but then exclude local pack rankings from all reports. So if I click that, in this case it will show #1, but it won't show this symbol because I'm actually ranking #1 for freelance SEO, but it will actually show just a #1, and a lot of people do that. Personally, I think, yeah, they might include a extra little button here that is exclude local pack rankings from this report, and yeah, obvious reasons why you'd want to do that. So that is the keyword tracking, and one of the beautiful things about it is that you can be very confident about the data. You get a daily refresh, so every day at the same time it will go, it will show here that it's basically, it'll say 0 hours, which means it's just refreshed. If it said 1 hour, it would be 1 hour ago it refreshed, and you can see the movement. And the great thing about this is you can, for your clients, say for example, you click here in your keyword tracking and you can say, okay, so let's look at 90 days ago. Compare, this is 90 days ago, this is now, and you can see, for example, freelance SEO consultant was 30, now 22. Well, nothing groundbreaking, but at least it's going up. And same here, SEO for estate agents was 10, now 7. And that really is a big indicator of how well you're doing in terms of your keyword positions. So that's about it. When you are actually tracking, multiple campaigns, say you're a multiple business owner and you've got, 10 different campaigns tracking, or you're an SEO with, 50 different campaigns tracking, you can see it all in your dashboard basically, and it will all appear like that on dashboard, showing down here as if it loads up. So that is keyword tracking. I hope you see the benefit of why you would want to track your keywords properly and not just rely on Googling your own keywords. If you're interested in this tool, this is just one tiny element of what this tool can do. And if anyone is interested in getting a free trial, please do check out the blog post where you can see clearly the free trial on there, and equally in the YouTube video description below. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello guys, it's Tom Clark here from Convert Digital. Today I'm going to show you how to use the SEMrush audit function, the site audit function, There's going to be a quick little lesson into how to do that, following on from the previous tutorial on keyword tracking and using SEMrush for keyword tracking. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump straight in and we're going to say, okay, so you've tracked your keywords and you're looking at them here. Next thing you're interested in doing is clicking on the project, yeah, so your actual project, so it pops up like this. This is actually one I've already done, as you can see, set up 39 weeks ago. So that's all your keyword area, and you can go into there and see your keywords. But what we're going to do is jump in and look at the site audit in a moment. Now, quickly, if you were interested in like how do you actually set up the site audit, we've got the keyword bit here. If we just click the project, so you come through to here, and what we can do is, it pops up here, we can actually get this and we can say site audit setup. And roughly, if you know the size of your site, you can actually work that out. But if it's a big site, you can go custom and specify how many URLs you want them to crawl. But let's just say 200, and we can go to crawler settings if we want, but I don't really need to. Start site audit. And that will begin crawling. And what you'll end up seeing is this. It will pop through and you can click into there and gauge the issues you've got. And obviously you want to track problems as they're cropping up and actually address them for your client or for your own site. So go to view all issues. And in here we can see a multitude of different errors, warnings, and notices. If we just start at the top, external links are broken. So, internal links are broken. So pages we're actually linking to on our own site are apparently broken links. So we can click through into there and we can investigate and say, okay, so on my contact page, I've got a broken link to my privacy policy there. So, you drill down, you can look into all the pages of different issues of that exact type. One page returning a 404 privacy policy, so yep, that seems to be an issue we'd want to address. One page has a www resolve issue, and you can really drill down into there. Some of the key ones I look out for are duplicate content, absolute killers for your SEO, and duplicate title tags, where is that? Duplicate title tags. This is a huge one for killing people's SEO. So you look into there and you can address all of them. And in many times, you can actually use this to build your client's audit that they've commissioned you to do. Or if you're a business owner, you can work on this in your own time and start using this information to better your own business. Things to look out for, like I say, some of the key ones. Pages not having meta descriptions, although it might not impact your SEO, it's worth addressing just for click-through rates. 5 pages having low text to HTML ratio, essentially that probably is down to just not having enough words on the page, or your developer has coded it or used a theme which is very code heavy and they're not optimizing their code. So it's also useful with this why and how to fix it, because that gives you an explanation, because this tutorial would be hours long if I went into each issue. But the main point is this can be set up to keep refreshing every week and emailing you the results, which is highly useful just to make sure you're always on your toes. And like I say, I use this to help clients better their results and keep improving, whilst I'm also working on, offsite SEO. So, indispensable tool. Just make sure you set it to crawl enough pages. As you can see, I set 250 as my the amount, maximum amount to crawl, but obviously there's only 104 that actually got crawled there. And That is using the SEMrush audit function. And if you are interested and you see the value in this, check out the promo code for a 30 days free use of the tool, which I've organized for you through SEMrush. And by clicking any of the links, it actually helps support me and doesn't increase the price at all for your SEMrush subscription. So that's massively helpful. See you for the next tutorial, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so this is my tutorial on my insane e-commerce SEO link building techniques. And what we're going to do, we're going to focus on how you can basically build links to e-commerce sites, which a lot of people, have a lot of trouble with, and then they rely on one technique, which is product outreach exclusively, which doesn't create a balanced link profile. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at an example here of a keyword that's really interesting: carrier oils, good search volume 390, ranking position 10. And what we're going to do, we're really interested in finding out if we can improve this to get it maybe in the top 5. So ranking at number 10, we click on that, and just for anyone who's not aware of this software, this is SEMrush, and I have a 1-month free promo that I've arranged with SEMrush for you guys. So you can get that if you follow the link below, or if you are on the site already, you will see that on the page. If you're on my post, I should say. So let's click through, click on the number. This is our page, and what we're going to do is actually click View SERP, and that's going to show who's ranking. And here we go. So I'm interested in this result here. So I'm just going to command click that, open it up, and see this page here. So basically, we're not going to focus too much on, or actually not at all, on the on-site SEO element and why this page is good and deserves to rank there. We're going to focus on what they've done to create links to it, which have allowed it to rank position 5 in the whole country. But before we do that, we're actually interested in knowing, was that a lucky win? Did they rank for carrier oils and that was it? Or does this page actually offer them a lot more value? So we're going to go back to our SEMrush page, and we're going to put it into here and essentially just see all the keywords that page is ranking for in the UK, because that's the market we're interested in. If you're US, obviously pick this one, and any other country that's not shown here, just go to there. We're going to come down and we're going to look at all the keywords that page is ranking for. So we've basically got, we can immediately see some page 1 rankings here. Nice, perfect keywords appropriate for the page, and the amount of people searching each term is substantial. So my gut instinct was right. It's a good target and a good page to get inspiration from for how they've done their link building. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the URL, we're going to put it into SEMrush. Now I've already done it here, as you can see it's all ready for you, and I've selected do follow links only, because these are links that are going to essentially boost the rankings. All of the other links like no follow, they're going to be helpful, could produce referral traffic, but we're going to focus on these. So we're in there. Now what we're interested in doing is finding a page which has linked to them, and the goal of this tutorial is to find examples of how you could also get featured, and not just in the old school way of just, okay, they've linked to my competitor, great, I'm going to also try and beg and plead for a link. So if we open that up, as it already is, it's here, we see this big piece on this blog, and it's huge. This is like a mega resource. In my opinion, it's a bit too spread out content wise, but it's going to be a heavyweight page. So what we're interested in is looking at that page now and just first figuring out, so how did they link to the competitor? Well, Ahrefs very helpfully tells us the words that we used, so we can copy that, go back to the article, Command F, Command V, and and we can see here. So we're looking for context here. Could we equally get featured? Have we got something to rival any of these resources that he currently links to? And basically they're linking here, and due to the vast amount of information in this article, I'd say it's pretty likely that you could. But going a step further than that, we now know there's probably a high chance of getting featured, as long as the editor is keeping up to date with the website, which I already checked, and he is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to deadlinkchecker.com. Now I've already inputted it all, but basically you input your URL of the blog post that you want to also get featured on. So we're looking at this one. We're going to select check single page and check, and what you come up with is all of the links on that page, which are some of which are broken, and that will be represented by a 404. And the reason we're looking for these broken ones is that if this editor is linking out to broken resources, that's an awful user experience for whoever's reading this page, and so he would be keen to cut down on that bad experience, and also gives you the opportunity as a website owner or the SEO for a website to come in, swoop in, and provide updated links for resources which are actually live. So now we need to look, Command F, search the page for keywords that are related to your topic, which is essential oils or carrier oils. So we're looking now and we see 67 different links that are associated with essential oils. And the goal now is to pick one and basically list all of the ones that are associated, because you could basically get in there and start pushing them out and you getting in. And rightly so, because they're dead sites or dead pages, so it's not a loss to them. It's not like you're hurting anyone here. So what we do, we take an example of any of these yellow ones, any of these URLs, we put it back into Ahrefs. Okay, so I picked this one. Before we start studying these, the first thing we need to do is find the admin of the site, because we need to let him know that this is going down, find his name, find his email, and send him an email simply letting him know that he's got loads of dead links, and you can highlight them to him, just some of them or all of them in this case if you feel like it, and let him know that he could update the links with your new resource. Give him a little blurb or just the link and a bit of text to use to explain what you do. And whilst you're waiting for a response from him, you have now inputted one of those dead resources that you found on deadlinkchecker.com. You can then look at the backlinks that are also pointing to that page that he linked to. So we can see it's him linking and another one. And you've got to make an educated decision on if this site, is it worth trying to get a link from it? Is it going to benefit your SEO, or is it actually maybe going to harm it? And when you're doing that, you've obviously got to use your experience as an SEO to know what a good link and a bad link is. In the meantime, when you're finding these resources, list them as well in a spreadsheet. So all of these yellows, we can start listing them in a spreadsheet because they're our prospects. We want to replace their footprint online. We can also search the page for carrier, because we're talking about carrier oils here, and we can find all of those. So carrier oils, apricot, carrier oils, kernel oil, and you can start listing them in a spreadsheet as well. And each of these results, you can do the same process. Look at the links that are also pointing to their resource, which is now dead, because all of those sites that are linking to them, you can approach them if you want to, if they're a good resource. So that's the main part of the technique. What you can then do to get more mileage out of this technique is look at your resource again and go back to Ahrefs where you've inputted it here, and look at the other sites that are also linking, so all the do follow links, and then make an educated decision on if you can get in there. So for example, let's have a look at this one. Bella, what is she saying here? Bella Essentials. So we get that open, Now what we're looking for is a blog post which is linked to our competitor's page, but hopefully is not sort of in a sponsored post situation where she only will link to them. So what we can see is a hell of a lot of links going to Amazon. That's promising, not the competitor. We've got competitor, not competitor, well, not the competitor. So this one is quite promising because she's not just linking to that one page, which would infer, if she is just linking to that page, it would infer that when you approach her, she'll say, sorry, I'm obliged to only put links to their site for this particular post. And then you'll probably get sent a media pack saying, do you want to sponsor a new post? So that's not what we're looking for. In this case, pretty good example, you might have a good get in there. So what you do again, you're going to look for dead links. It's very, very unlikely there's any dead links here because there's only a few on the page, so you'll probably bypass this one. Close it down, keep the search going for all of these which you think you can get in there. And in some cases you're going to find, you know, they've listed various different essential oil providers, carrier oil providers, and you could just be added to the list. But what we're really looking to do is be helpful to the editors of these sites and say, look, you're linking to dead sites. Here's your dead links, and here's resources to replace them. And so this process can be taken so far because we're only really looking at the links to this one competitor. So if you did all of that, you're going to get links, 100%. But then what you can do is go further and say, okay, so what if we just look at other competitors? So carrier oils was the keyword. Click there in SEMrush, and we're going to look at other people who are ranking well and repeat the whole process again. And this process is going to be so much more scalable and cost effective than excessive product outreach. I will talk about effective product outreach and how you can do it in another post, but for now we're focusing on this one technique. And for this technique, you're going to need two tools really. You're going to need SEMrush. Like I say, I've got a promo code for you so you can get it free for a whole month. It is the most insanely good tool, so I would recommend that. And I've arranged with SEMrush for you guys to get a free 30-day trial, which you can find in the link below, or if you're on the blog on my site, you'll see it there. It'll be pretty obvious. And the other tool is Ahrefs, and this tool, not as expensive, but doesn't do the same things as SEMrush. It's just, you know, for me, at the moment, I'm mostly using this for backlink analysis, so everything I've showed you. Okay, guys, so please let me know how you get on with that technique, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.